So that happened. Duke came to Winston-Salem and got beat. They got upset 72-82 by Wake Forest Demon Deacons. I'm Laura Keeley. I cover Duke for the News and Observer, joined by Luke DeCock, our columnist. And Luke, I think after tonight, the list of concerns for Duke is quite long. What's at the top of your list?
For me, it's Mike Krzyzewski's health. They said tonight he hasn't been ill, but he certainly looked under the weather throughout the game. He was dizzy and lightheaded at a timeout in the second half, was treated by the training staff after the game, did not attend the post-game press conference. Steve Wojciechowski stood in for him. With Carolina on Saturday and what now looms as such a huge game, if it wasn't already, if this Duke team lost focus back in December and January when Krzyzewski was dealing with his brother's passing, what happens now if he's sick and you've got this Carolina game, which not only impacts seeding in the ACC tournament, but potentially which team ends up in Raleigh with Virginia. So there's a lot on the line there. And then you can get into some other issues specifically about the way the team played, and there are many.
Yeah, I kind of thought we were past this. You saw it against the loss against Notre Dame and down at Clemson. They're just like, who's the leaders on this team? Who pulls this team out when the going gets tough? And tonight, the going got tough. They had a 7-point lead, and they absolutely folded. Wake Forest went on a 17-0 run. This is a team that's playing more or less with a lame duck head coach and is playing for nothing more than pride. And Duke kind of stood there and took punches and couldn't answer back. So, it's concerning at this point in the year that they don't have kind of established leaders. Steve Wojciechowski talked in the post-game about how they're still looking for toughness. That's not a good thing come March. So, I mentioned the lame duck status of Jeff Pistalik. Is that accurate?
I think so. The atmosphere in here, especially when Wake Forest went on its run in the final 5 minutes, was fantastic. But 10 minutes before the game during senior night, when Travis McKee and Corin Williams were honored, the building was almost empty. There were more Duke fans in here than Wake Forest fans, and the Duke fans were clapping almost out of embarrassment or politeness for Travis McKee, who's had a great career at Wake Forest through 4 very difficult years. I think you can look at what Pistalik has done here and say he's built a foundation, but you can ask the question, is he the man to take this team to the next level? And I don't think you look at his record over the last 4 years and say that he is. He had a very interesting demeanor in the post-game press conference. He was asked, what does this win mean to you? Which is a very standard question for any coach, embattled or not. And he said, it ain't about me, next question. He wasn't short, but there was almost a resignation there. And after the game, as the students stormed the court, he went through the handshake line. And while his players and his assistant coaches circled back and joined the party on the court, Pistalik turned, went right down the visiting tunnel, never looked back. I think he knows this was probably his last home game at Wake Forest. I think everyone in the building kind of knew it. And if it is, what a way to go up. That's a huge win for this program.
Absolutely. So we will next see Wake Forest Wednesday at the ACC tournament. Duke plays North Carolina, hosts North Carolina to end up the regular season, playing for either a 3 or 4 seed in the ACC tournament. All kind of seeding implications in the NCAA. So, we'll see what we get come then. I'm Laura Keeley, and for Luke DeCock, thanks for watching.